Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of work on the old S10, adding a little bit of utility. So a couple weeks ago I picked up this trailer hitch at the junkyard because, well, I've been using the truck for more utility and it would be nice to, be able to pull a trailer if I wanted, especially since it gets pretty good gas mileage. So, yeah. Let's get this guy on. First step, going to be jack up the truck. All right then, so we are under the truck right now. And basically what's going to happen is we need to mostly take the bumper off. Basically these 3 bolts need to get loosened up. And what that'll do is allow the trailer hitch to mount, because we're going to mount it off of these 3. And then off of this guy as well. So yeah, basically just get the old impact out and buzz them off. Also, while I'm in there, I'm gonna disconnect this ground line because it looks pretty close, and I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna work. I'll probably run into that. So we'll take that off so we can put it back in later. All right, so those guys are 18 millimeters. 11/16 almost fits, but 18 fits the best. God, those are tight. I'm gonna put on some hearing protection and grab some WD-40. All right, just a little bit of a spritz. Much better. One trick when you're doing that, if you run it out and it gets sticky, spray it on the threads behind it, run it back in. That'll collect the lubricant, and that'll come off much easier, just like I did there. And that bumper now wants to basically come off. So we're going to just barely keep these bolts in. That way it just stays in place. Now I've got to pull that guy off. Because like I said, we're taking the ground off. Then. So now I just got to do the same on the other side, and then we'll be ready to throw it up. Well, the plot thickens. So basically the hitch itself was made to go on the outside of the frame rails, so it wouldn't fit on the inside like that, which meant I needed to take the bumper off. And well, bumper's off. And now that I look at it, it is super crusty. Big old holes in it. Which, I mean, I knew I had a couple holes in the side, especially that side, you can see. But I didn't realize just how bad it was. So, I am going to still put this back on right now. But in the future, I think I'm going to order myself a roll pan. Or I might just make my own roll pan, because it's not that hard. But for now, we're going to put this back on because I'd like to have an actual license plate mount and my lights for the license plate. But since we're going to have this guy butted against right here, and the bumper also goes right there, we need to move those bumper mounts out just a little bit. Good for us, we have some wiggle room with these bolts. But to get to some of them, I might need to pull the I'm going to pull this plastic top off. That way I can get to the, I feel like there's some heads on the top of here. So yeah, we're going to pull this cap off. It basically just snaps on. So take the big old screwdriver, slip it in, and just kind of gently pry each one of those. And from the looks of it, this has been replaced already, since there is a barcode that says Denver Bumper Works. So that tells me, yeah. I mean, I know this guy used this as his winter truck, but geez, I feel like a factory bumper doesn't rust this bad. Anywho, so yeah, I'm gonna get to that, and we just we'll move these guys outwards. All right, we got some real crustiness going on right here, but we are ready. So basically now I can just loosen those guys up. Top and bottom. Now I have some wiggle room for setting the bumper. So just going to do that to this side. Then we're going to basically add the stack of this guy first, then this, and then put the bolts in. Probably do all of this at the same time. There's a lot of heavy stuff. I might actually use that floor jack, but I'm standing in a pit, so it might be hard. Anywho, just gonna keep plugging away. All right, so last little bit. After I got those guys tightened down, we are going to add a little cover back on. So that guy's gonna just slip in there and snap in. So that is it. Hitch installed, and actually from this angle you can only barely see it, which I like because that means it's tucked up pretty well, so I'm not necessarily going to completely scrape the ground. Anywho, I'm wrapped up with this guy now, so I'm just going to drop it down, get it out, and then bring the bee in, because I've got some work to do on that, but I don't think I'll show you that. It's just cleaning out more mouse poop. So, yeah. So, that's all for now. We'll see you next time, and thanks for watching. One last thing, I was going to wire in some proper lights myself, but turns out you can just buy these little clip-in pigtails. It basically just goes between the main harness and the sub-harness, and gives you this little bit for your trailer. So that's what I did. So yeah, you could wire one in yourself if you need to. It's basically just put the right wires to the right things. Your brake wires to your brakes, your brake lights, your turn signals to your turn signals, yada yada. But yeah, there was an easy solution, so I took it. That guy's a little small. Anyway, these guys are 18 millimeters, so all right, so those guys are 18 millimeters.